comments said the busy builder is now live. Streaming live, Academy M997 Ambulance, HMMWV.
Hello. Yet another one. And as usual, we'll start with the frame. But it should go pretty quick. Some extra water bottles, soda bottles and things. Frankie, up. Come on. Up, up. Yeah, I've built this kit before, and the rubber tires in this one always come with this weird red, almost like paint on them. Let's see about cleaning those up. It's the only one that does it. All the other ones, they're nice, clean black tires. Frankie, no box? Frankie box. Frankie! Come on, up here. He's running around down there like something's up. Did you bring your puff down or something? Did you bring your toy? I don't see it. Go get your puff and we'll play, okay? If not, get up here. Seeing as though some of that came off in the bag, it might not be a bad idea to kind of try and clean them. Try some Windex. Whatever it is, it's weird. It's turning pearlescent. And it's not all over the tire, so I know it's not like some kind of weird rubber oxidization or something. Try lacquer thinner, see what it does. Okay, that gets it. That's better. Yeah, the ambulance one is the only one where I've seen this weirdness. Frankie, what are you doing over there? We're probably going to give him a good coat of NATO black anyway, just to blend them in better. Yeah, I want to get them cleaned off. Once they're mounted on the rims, we'll give them a good solid paint job. That is so strange. Still leaves like a weird coppery color on them. We'll give them another going over once I get this done with a clean paper towel. Very strange. Okay, that's weird. I'd like to know what this shit is, because that's a neat effect, but not something I want on my Humvee tires. It ain't coming off, whatever it is. That's weird. Ah! Don't scare me like that. Oh. Wow, no wonder you couldn't hear me. How you doing? What you doing? Why you doing it?
Said okay, working, need money.
Yeah, don't we all? I was going to wait till November to do this, which is, next week. But there's some things coming up on those days where I probably won't be able to stream. So I'm starting it a hair early, just to get ahead of that curve. Or if I am able to stream, it won't be until much later in the day. But I will be on Sunday and next Friday. I work tomorrow. Do I have the right sprue? No. I need the E sprue. But once we get a few more people in here, I'll be able to go over a little bit of Humvee history and why I wanted to wait to start the Stinger one. I already got the stuff ordered for it, but it won't be here till next week or the week after. And I'll also showcase something on the Tamiya one that I'm going to be doing that, while it's generally incorrect for a in-service vehicle, it's correct for the prototype with the Bushmaster. I just want to kind of go over that for those who might be curious once we get a few more people in here. Or for someone like the model student who might notice that there's certain details missing, that's actually the way it is supposed to be. Because I know he's building the Bushmaster one right now. Bushmaster won't be here till tomorrow, because it'd be neat to do a side-by-side, but I can use the Stinger one as an example since it uses the same base kit chassis as the Bushmaster version. And I am even contemplating getting one of the older Eschi Humvee kits. Because I might actually want to do an earlier prototype one. And it would be easier to modify one of those kits than it would be to try and backdate one of the existing ones. Because the Eschi kit is based on more of a prototype vehicle. Okay, I know this playlist is supposed to be a bit Halloween themed, but the warbling guitar is getting a bit annoying even to me. We might be changing it. if that keeps up too much. But how is work going today? Same old, same old? B29, B21, E15. Yeah, that's work though, isn't it? As we're building, do we want to give this the weighting exhaust like the Marine Corps Humvees, or do we want this to be just a normal Army one? I have pictures of both, so either is possible. Yeah, we're gonna pick a little something else. But I am off Halloween Day, so maybe we'll do a longer stream that day. I don't know. It's not really a holiday of any kind, is it? Clothespins. There. Or not. Okay. Oh, it's because that one's actually angled. Put that one in there. Get those to pop back into place. Everything's as square as I can get it. So, I can't work on the back one for the moment. We're going to jump ahead a little bit. We'll start working on the body. I'm not going to redo the doghouse in this one. You're not really going to be able to see in there too well. So we'll just throw the radio on it, call it good.
A7DK said hello busy. Hugs from Denmark.
Hey Alex, how you doing? Hope things are going well. So, but once we get into the side plates of the body here, it'll allow me to show the differences in some things and why I am holding off till later to do the stinger. Okay. Describe our separation line. That one may have gone a bit wibbly. We might rescribe that later. I don't know yet. But yeah, I had to order a it's affordable, but it's still, you know, had to order a $30 Verlinden photo etch resin set for the Stinger Humvee. Because I forgot that was one of the earlier Italeri releases that was based on the early prototype chassis. Sprucing up right there. We'll handle the levers later. Okay. Let's get to these bits real quick. We're not going to be using this piece, I believe. Get that. I tried watching that, and honestly, could not get into it. Oh yeah, they were all over the place in it, because it was typical at the time, you know. You'll still spot them on the highways around here, moving in convoy, but not as common as the JLTV or the MRAPs now. Making sure I got the grill lined up properly. We're going to have to do some Mr. Surfacer on there. Get that cleaned up. So, I'm going to use this side of the kit as the example, since it contains relevant details that, you know, both sides have it, but this one has both the details that are important. So Tamiya, when they did their Bushmaster kit, you know, similar to the one that Model Student's going to be working on, this is the exact mold they used for that kit. They used the Italeri kit. Much earlier version of the chassis. Pay attention to this area here, and both these rails through here, right? On earlier prototypes, this is exactly what they look like. Okay. On production vehicles, there was a vent installed here, I believe, for the heater and AC system, and they added the stiffening dents into the aluminum through here. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see it. So you see those little divots and that vent. Come on. Focus? No, yep, there we go. This is correct for any production vehicle. And autofocus decided to have a seizure. This is correct for any prototype vehicle. So when Model Student's building is the Bushmaster one, which I'll be doing too eventually, this is correct for the Bushmaster. So if he's building it and he suddenly notices those details aren't there, somebody please tell him that it's correct. They shouldn't be there for that particular vehicle. So the Tamiya one already has the correct stuff in it. I'm not going to worry about that. However, the Verlinden set has a photo etch piece that goes along here that has cutouts for the divots on both sides and for this, for the vent. It also has more photo etch parts for along in here, and if you notice, here, I'll tear this off here. May as well clean it since I got it out. And you could actually, if you're careful, you could mix the Academy and Italeri parts. What do we see here? What did I have to do on the last Humvee I built? This is the only time you're going to see the correct doghouse in the kit. The Verlinden set comes with the radio shelf, the radios, and all that stuff. All the others have an island built out for the radio. Plus, there's stuff that goes under here too. I might be able to detail that up. Not going to worry about it on the ambulance. But yeah, this earlier kit actually has more going for it than against it. So I ordered a Verlinden update set off of eBay, and it's on the way here now too. Since we're doing this one open-topped, I wanted to have as much going for it as I could. It also, like I said, it has photo etch here to show the embossed divots in the chassis or in the frame, whatever you want to call it, the body. That would be there. Oh, this earlier kit also has a correct dashboard. It's got your proper light switch, got your proper starting switch, and it also has the proper instrument cluster. Let's see if I can get autofocus to help us on that one. Come on. There we go. That's more correct than not, okay? I might wind up transferring this to another box too. I hate these side opening boxes. Now, the Academy version, by comparison, if I can find what sprue it's on. There. That's their idea of the light switches and their idea of the on-off switch for starting it. Their gauge cluster's okay, but this is horrible. Am I being nitpicky? Yeah, a little bit, but I'm just showing you the differences in the kits that I was able to notice, which could be beneficial or detrimental depending on what you're going for. I might have to see if I can find STLs for the earlier prototype hood for this.
Leo2A7DK said back when I was young, haha, we had the Vanguard reference books. Oh my, what a bag load of pictures and info. Really nice.
Yeah, the books were good, but at the same time, if you didn't know the differences you were looking for, it was just like looking at pretty pictures, you know? It's like, how many times have you looked at this vehicle and never noticed that there's two loops right here and right here? Two little footman's loops. It's missing on almost every model kit, but they're right here on the real thing. For when you have the windshield folded forward, you can tie it down. And I think they're removed on most vehicles now, but there also used to be a small metal clip just next to the instrument cluster and right by the door here. Basically, there was a clip by every door where the soldiers could clip their M16s into place and have them just be retained and ready. That may have been removed on later vehicles, though, because I think M4 is shorter, so it's you can't use that clip. Yeah, the Verlinden set also helps to fix a couple other minor things with the kit. It extends the dashboard out. It has the... because you remember how I put the extension across the windshield with all the heater controls? It comes with the parts for that. So it'll be another detailed up one. Not what I was expecting to do, but I'll take it. I just wanted it to turn out a little bit better than just another open-topped one, right? I wanted to make it a bit different somehow. This one's going to be different enough in that it's the ambulance version. So there's enough to look at and nitpick over. But hey, it's Friday. My Saturday, but everybody else is Friday.
M997 said same width for Danish vehicles. We now use the Colt Canada C8 direct standard. Shoehorns were made from vehicle to vehicle.
There's that. So it's going to be interesting doing the Bushmaster version, because it's got so many weird traits to it. Yeah. So we've got ejector pin marks here. Not going to worry about them, because from here back you're not going to see. It's going to be completely covered over by the ambulance package. Forward a bit. Wow, hands do not want to operate properly today. Yay. Actually, with all the weather changes we've been getting, it's not surprising. Even the other day at work, my boss was like, "Wow, you are like extra clumsy. Is it gonna rain soon?" Like, yeah, probably. And of course, Sunday. Sunday into Monday. Might even have snow. There we go. To fill the sink mark or not? There's not one there. Might have to. Go to pictures. Yeah, we'll fill it. Let's get it glued on, then it'll be easier to deal with. Yeah, next Sunday. I think it's next Sunday. Whatever Sunday the 2nd is. This coming Sunday I'll be on, but the Sunday after I'll be on later in the day. There's some stuff I got to take care of in the morning. Excuse me. Just a couple rivets through here. Honestly, on the real thing, they're so small you really don't notice them until you're standing on top of it, so I don't know if I'm even going to bother replacing them. There we go. Got that, but this slipped out a little bit, so let's hold that in place. Yeah, the one aspect of this kit I dislike is they have you leave the back plate off, so it's harder to keep these properly aligned. I wonder. Alright, I'm going to grab the inner rear plate and add that. This replaces that, though in reality they just take the tailgate off and just drop the module on, then hook it up. I just don't know if the kit's engineered for that or not. But this also has some of the outside of the ambulance container on it. Get you on here. Okay, that is not wanted. I don't want to modify these because that's where the frame locates to. But I want to try and tuck this in a bit tighter. That's better. That's still screwing with it. It's like they're just a little too close together. That's better. That's much better. I just hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass later and cause fit problems elsewhere. Okay.
At Leo 2A7DK said Danish only used the tow version for a while. Also introducing the Merwag Eagle. Oh my god, I am ready. Face with hand over mouth emoji.
But
face with hand over mouth emoji. Smile.
that's the funny thing, though, is the Eagle is based on this chassis. Same frame, different body. Come on, really? I always hated this mesh crap. Yeah, the eagle just looks like one of these that's been chopped and channeled and given a different body. I know it's at least the same frame.
At Leo 2A7DK said they are near identical.
Good enough. I just want to run a bead of glue along the front, along the back, call it good. But I'm thinking next month I'm gonna order the Bronco 1114 kit. And when I do that one up, it'll be as one of the ones that they used to use for security forces at Lakenheath. See them on the flight line all the time. But I need to find the stupid little turret they had for over there. I don't know what they called it. I always called it the Pope hat, because it looked like a tall hat, like a Pope or somebody would wear. If you saw those, you didn't fuck around. There was shit going down, but you didn't fuck around if you saw them out and about. Come on. Stay on the model. Let go of the exact... There we go.
At Leo 2A7DK said talking so much of the Hummer versions. /16TH. Maybe. Or as you speak of. /48TH beside a F-15 strike either. Wow.
Well, like I said, the ones that we had at Lakenheath weren't the standard, you know, angle back 1025s or 1097s or anything like that. They were the up armored ones. If somebody makes an up armored conversion kit for the Tamiya one, yeah, I'll do it. But I haven't seen one. But I'm not about to spend $150 for a 30-second scale Tamiya Strike Eagle either. And you'd never really see them near the aircraft anyway. They were always out patrolling. You'd see them by the hangars from time to time, but they didn't go near the aircraft unless there was an actual problem. Where did I put that stretch sprue? And I remember most of the security forces guys I dealt with, they were good people, never out to cause trouble, never out to get in the way or throw their weight around. They were just there to do their jobs like we were. So you remember me talking about the footman's loops that were on the hood here. You'll even find them on the ambulance ones because the hoods are universal. I've seen a couple examples. Maybe not every single one, but they are out there. That's Korean.
A7DK said okay, but it's always fun to see the different insignia and paint jobs from the services.
No, the Strike Eagles I worked on were during the boring times. They didn't have the flashy D-Day paint jobs at the time or anything like that. I think the 494th had a tiger meat scheme since they were a squadron with a big cat as their mascot. That was the back in like 2003 you could get the Revell kit with that paint scheme. But when I was there, ours didn't have anything special, I'm afraid. Maybe the occasional off-colored flap or stabulator repair where they had to can apart or they had to get a new one and it was still sent out in light ghost gray. But that's about it. Yeah, and this scale, that's all those footman's loops are going to look like, is just two little bumps on the surface. I always found that, like, when Tamiya would mold them in on some of their older armor kits, they felt oversized and kind of chunky. We're just being representative here. We're not being actual and functional. We'll get the windscreen on, get the hood on, and then go back to the chassis because I think the front suspension part is dried enough. I can take the clothespins off. The fuck? Not run into that before. This centerpiece here is too high. I've built enough of these things to know I didn't do anything wrong in my construction. But it's not letting the windshield sit down on both corners. A little bit more. And that matters because if the windshield's not sitting right, this ledge right here that the hood rests on won't sit right either. Trying to do this without having to take it all the way back apart and cut my finger, and you know, there will be blood. Frankie, what are you doing? Oh, that's Allie. Hi, girl. Actually, let's preempt this. Allie! Bucks! Come on! Come on!
At Leo 2A7DK said I also talk about ground crew. Our remaining F-16s also had the have glass frame. Our Crown Prince Christian flew sidekick last week on his birthday. Maybe the last to sit in a Danish F-16
Nice.
Unamused face emoji, unamused face emoji.
Yeah, people always give the F-16 shit until they realize that it's a much more effective platform than most people think. Hell, the Israelis used it in combat before we did. Good girl. So I'm not going to glue the hood on yet until I clean that up. I just want to make sure everything fits as it should. And it does. And you want a slight gap between the hood and the windshield. There we go. Set that aside. No, but I started out the stream cleaning off the tires. They're still not clean, but I've got them as far as I can get. Only the ambulance kits, because I built this twice in the past when I was a lot younger. Only the ambulance kits, the tires come with a brown mud on them, I guess it's supposed to be. But it's only on the outside surfaces. It's not in the tread. So it's not like an oxidization or anything of the rubber. I tried wiping it off with lacquer thinner, and it left this beetle carapace color shift on it, so we'll have to get those all painted up once we get to that phase. Hi, girl. Hi, pretty. Yeah. You know what the box means. Good girl. Okay, let's go back a few steps to the rear suspension. There we go. Hey, Davos. How you doing? But again, I hope everybody's doing okay. I know a few of us out there have had some challenges come up recently, but sounds like everybody's landing on their feet. Nice.
So the decorations he carried are not for show.
Yeah, I could go into a whole political-based rant about stuff like that, but I won't. So, but I will say I appreciate a nation that has an experienced military person in positions of authority, especially in this day and age. This one has the same issue, so we'll clamp it together, hit it with some glue, and let it set. Looks like having the empty box half is working out well. She got up here and jumped right into it. Hasn't tried getting in front of the camera. Yeah.
Said we technically do, but they tend to get put in safe falls.
I don't know. Harry didn't seem to be in too safe a role. But then again, he's not in a position of authority anymore either.
replacement engines that were safer but not the ones used operationally.
I wasn't talking about Charles.
Said, yeah, I think Harry's base had a few on-base casualties while he was there.
Yeah, but he also wasn't sitting his ass in an office. He was up in the air. I'm going to put a little more glue on there because I don't think I had enough on the initial join. There we go. And the belt. Yeah, we're not going to go too stupid overboard on detailing on this one, I'm afraid.
Said at certain princes how he was also shot at in the Falklands.
Very true. Oh, I love it. Academy, you fucktards. So, this, yeah, autofocus ain't helping much here. D-shaped, following the line of the oil pan here. This part has to go like that. The D here is reversed. It doesn't like the D. So you know what we're gonna do? Yoink. And then we'll just glue it right to the front. I don't know. I'd like to try one of the ICM kits just to see how that kit builds. It doesn't look radically different from this layout parts-wise. We're doing the ambulance one right now. There are some issues with the Stinger one that I want to get straightened out. I went over it earlier, but I can go over it again. I want to make the Stinger one, at least the base chassis, an operational vehicle. Let's get the pieces out again. And this kit actually does a couple things right, if you're wanting to do that, but there's a couple things wrong, but it's a benefit as well. What they got right. The doghouse. Only time I've seen the doghouse actually represented like this, and not with... Too late. So this is actually really good. The detail kit I ordered has the radio tray, radios, seats, fire extinguisher, stuff like that. A con that is also a pro, the fictional Stinger thing, I don't know. I'm still debating on whether or not I should build that thing. So, all in-service Humvees, 86 on, production vehicles, I should say. We'll go through this again. Come on, autofocus. You see these divots? And that vent? They all have that. This is the same kit that Tamiya used for the Bushmaster. It's not wrong for the time it was made, because I believe this was right around the time that the vehicle was coming into service. Notice that there are no divots, and there's no vent. So if you're doing the Tamiya Bushmaster kit, which uses this as the base, with a different top and other parts tooled up by Tamiya, that is 100% correct. If you want to do an in-service vehicle, like I want to do with this one, you need those divots in that vent, and you need the divots here. I ordered a Verlinden set, which has photo etch to put on the model to recreate those divots and the vent that goes there. Another pro of this kit, well, it's still not 100%, it is a bit more correct. The instrument panel has the proper light switches with the lockout switch. They have the panel up here angled when it should just be flat for the on-off switch, and the instrument cluster, I feel, is a bit more better represented. Whereas the kit instrument cluster, gotta find it again. I'm not going to go through rebuilding it like I did on the last one. Has this round thing here for the headlight cluster, which is not. And then it has another round thing here for the on-off switch, which it is not. The instruments here are mostly okay. That should be centered and larger. That's where your speedo is. So neither of them is 100%. If you're wanting to build a pre-production prototype vehicle, this will do you really good. If you're wanting to do an in-service vehicle, do not get this kit. Now, you could mix and match pieces between the two and get a really nice topless vehicle out of them, though. Especially if you want something that doesn't have a radio shelf. But that'll be bumped to December or January. I don't know which yet. Oh, don't want to lose that. Okay. Well, the fixes, so-called, aren't as easy if you want to go prototype to production, because of having to engrave these. There's tools that could do it, but I'd rather just have the slap it on, call it good photo etch piece. I'd have to look at the thickness of it and see if I have to take down this side on the other kit just so it sits flush. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So we're waiting on that to dry, we're waiting on putty to dry. Let's go even further forward. And start building the ambulance base. I really do not like their order of assembly, so we're gonna fuck around and find out here. Because they have me putting the whole outside wall assembly together and then fitting the floor in where I want to make this as a separate module with the roof off so I can paint it. So yeah, FAFO time. I don't know why, but the this track reminds me of the remember when the death metal rooster was doing the rounds as a meme? It has the same cadence. The guitar has that same cadence that had, and I can't unhear that now. I need to hear the death metal rooster. Hold on. We're gonna squirrel moment here. I think this is it. So pause the music. No, that's not the clip. It was a different one. Here it is. I think it's this one. No. Okay, so there's a couple different ones. Oh, which one is it? Sorry, guys. Or was it the goat? Nah, not gonna worry about it then. Anyway. Sorry. Squirrel moment, but there we are. I'll find it later and link to it on YouTube or something. But maybe this order of construction is why I never came back to this model. Allie, your fur's getting all over the place again. That's alright. If you have cats, you don't worry about perfect models. Alex, thank you for the tip. Thank you very much for that.
Alex the Leopard tipped $30. Just a little something for the metal one. You and your wife have a nice weekend.
We'll try. We got a little something planned for us on the 2nd. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Media opens. That music was over. What, Marbles? And? I know you know how to jump up on the back of this chair, so if you want attention, you can get up here. Oh, you're on the couch with Arnie. Where is my... Could have sworn I had a little thing of sandpaper out here. I did. I'm not going to worry about filling in sink marks, but I want to take them down at least. These will be blocked in by another thing that goes there. Okay. So that goes together like that, but why aren't you wanting to fit then? There we are. I do like they have that key in there that makes it so you can't move this too high or too low. There it is. Has anyone got plans for the weekend? How far off is Telford? Weeks? Okay. So you have time. You still have time. I mean, I'm being a little sloppy with these models, but I mean, look how quickly I'm doing a lot of them too. If you don't have anything, yeah, I was gonna say if you don't have anything too grand as far as detailing or anything, then you should be fine. I mean, it's not like you just started Aztec decaling a 3-foot model of the Enterprise, right? That's fully lit. I've known some people to do that. They're like, oh, I've got 2 weeks to get this done for the IPMS Nationals. I'm like, you're not doing that, but have fun trying. I think it took me a month to decal mine, and I was working on it daily. What was that, Ellie? Let me go check my washer real quick, and I want to take a stand-up break. It's been about that time. Oh yeah, it's been an hour and a half. So be right back. Alright, I'm back. Excuse me. We will be building this with the back open, though, and the steps down. No point in having this basically complete interior without showing it off. Mm-hmm. That's his way of saying he's got to pay, because he's had about 15 of them Dr. Peppers. There's some wall pieces that need to go on that rely on the wheel arch here for alignment. Okay, so there's little nubs right here. They basically just tack in right there. I'm only tacking this in as well. Because like I said, we're not gluing this to the model as it is. I want to be able to paint and work on inside first. Hit the camera. I know, I'm sorry. I got up and left the room, Allie. So now I've disturbed your nap. Because you didn't know if you should chase after me or not. But yeah, if you're a model builder and you've got cats, decoy box works almost every time. Where's my... I wanted to see something. Because the Bushmaster showed up in Salt Lake last night. Is it possible we could get it today? Of course the tracking's not working. Durr. Okay. So we got those in. Before we go nuts with all the interior stuff. Yeah, we got this in place. Let's get the floor in place. For the interior color, I know it's a bit darker, but it's close as I can get. We're going to use Sky by Tamiya. That's a decent enough match for Seafoam Green. Ooh, got nose tickles. Okay. Whoop. Oh, come on. And there, now that that's all glued together, I can do that. Yay! I just don't like the idea of having to handle the entire model to do in here and in here, because these are going to be two separate colors. Here's going to be NATO green, and then in here is going to be seafoam. Then you've got the ceiling as well, also in seafoam. We got some ejector pin marks to take care of there. We might also add in some of the wired-in lighting. I don't really see a call out for it detail-wise. But they're there. I know they're there, so I'm gonna try my best to add them. And we're going to make some of the loops that go on the ceiling as well. Let me see if I can find a good picture to show you. Yeah, I'll just take a picture of that and show you. Of course, I'm an idiot. So, you've got these lights here fore and aft, and then you've got loops hanging down for holding on. You also have straps for holding the stretchers up too. Without these, they just fall sideways. So with that, I think I'm going to add at least those little details, just scratch build them in. And, because that's the kind of thing, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And I know they're there. And it's empty enough in there and prominent enough that it would help. But most of those just go on here, so I can do it separately. There's something else I wanted to do first. Oh, let's see about this. Let's get this bugger glued on too, I guess. Well, that ain't good.
Jeff Walsma LZ1 US said, hey everyone.
Hey Jeffs. How you doing? Just trying to figure things out. I don't like that. Because I know I've got everything lined up properly. Because the way these line up here, these are causing interference right here. So that's going to cause the vehicle to hull fit interference. But because that's off, it's causing this not to fit right as well. But the easiest way to take care of that is to file flat spots into the tops of these until everything meets up. Then that's fixed. Also helps if this didn't glue down lower than it was supposed to be. I think that's an issue I've always dealt with on this kit, because the first time I built it according to the instructions, but it became a pain in the ass to paint. In the end, it won't matter, because as long as this is supporting on the outside, then we're fine. Welcome back, Aries. Then this fits on here just like that. And if these walls are sitting right, it would sit level all the way across. Which now it does. Okay. Let's get this glued back on. Hey, isn't this all part of modeling, though? Making mistakes?
At Georgia Davis 7629 said, "Hey Aris and Jeff."
Hey, George. Yeah, see, that's finally sitting down properly. There's always going to be a slight gap there, even on the real thing. Yep, that's sitting down good. It's meeting there. Very little pressure. Okay. Now to fix this. Or could I probably just use the X-Acto and carve it up a little? I'm not going to risk my thumb for anything more than that. Fortunately, the plastic here is pretty thick, so I shouldn't be compromising in here where the brake light goes. And if anything, I can always use a half round to remove some there too, which I may still do. Hey Fenrir, how you doing? I hope everybody has a good weekend this weekend. I will be back on Sunday after today. I have a much more aggressive one I could use. I shouldn't have to be doing this, but I think I introduced some issues that I wasn't aware of by building it the way I did. But I'm glad I did. I think I got better fit out of the parts overall. Whereas before there had been gaps. It's getting closer. Oh, we're almost there. Come on. So nobody's going anywhere this weekend, doing anything interesting? No final camping trips before the winter sets in? I say that as we're supposed to get, you know, snow Monday here. I really should not be having to do all this. What the fuck? Do it the easier way, not like anyone's really going to notice. That's better. Still. I am not having a good time with this model today, am I? I can fill that with putty later. But I'm remembering a lot of the shit I dealt with the first time I built this, and it was all these just not right fitting parts. Typically, Academy kits aren't this bad. Okay, let's get you re-glued properly over here. Then again, with my motor control the way it's been lately, I'm amazed I'm able to even put a model together. Better. Not perfect, but better. tape. Test fit the roof, maybe even use it to help hold shit in place. So I did make this also as the Revell kit, the 72nd scale one, years and years ago. The entire interior had to be scratch built for that. Yeah. That's actually fitting better than I thought it would. Alright. So give me a second to recompose here. We'll get back on the frame and finish that up. So be right back. And we're back. Okay. Alright, we are here. The drag links in. I am happy to see that what I'm doing is inspiring others to do things too. In one way or another. Let's get this paintbrush out of here. And these bottle tipping sprue nubs. I don't know why I am being so difficult with this. Ooh, excuse me. Let's get this in here. So what's everybody working on, too? Can't be the only one gluing plastic together. B13. Stop procrastinating then. And what is crastinating and how do you become a pro at it?
At Thunder Dog Productions, set downstairs bathroom is currently getting the tub ripped out and replaced with a shower.
You know, I was thinking...
Studios said they'll be working on new supports.
Nice. I was thinking about that, Aries, and it's honestly kind of fitting that you're having trouble with the fucking Event Horizon. So, I mean, think about it. I was half tempted just to print it out for you and send you the parts. But where's the fun in that, then? Come on, get in there. Get in there, you little bastard. Exactly. It's the Event Horizon. She has so many things to show you. Okay, this one's at the end. Let's get some different music going.
At Georgia Davis 7629 asks question for you builder. If a kit only gives you the option for a plane to be gear down, is it worth risking it and building the bay doors with it gear up?
No. That's always an option. I can actually show you one that I did that with. It was 72nd scale. The one thing I would caution, test fit the gear doors and make sure they actually fit.
At our studio Saturday in Headington.
Because on some, the gear doors may look right, but they're woefully undersized and won't fill the hole properly. They look right when they're open, but they're not right. There's some Hasegawa kits you can get away with it, but if it's like an old Revell or Monogram kit, not as easy. If that's the case, you can shim the door with some styrene to make up the difference. And then just sand it flush and all that. You might have to rescribe the lines depending on how you do it, or if you want to do it. But yeah, test it, see if the door looks flush when closed, if you can, because I know some doors also have tabs on them that you might have to cut off. But that's why you're just test fitting before you modify anything. And if it looks like the door will fit, then you can go for it. But the one thing I would caution, say this is the door, this is the fuselage, you're not going to have very good of a mating surface. It's going to be thin edge to thin edge with no support. If you can, glue some styrene strip to the inside of the fuselage where the gear well is to act as a lip for the door to rest on. If you can get that knocked out, then it should fit okay. But yeah, depending on the kit, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said gotcha. Cheers, builder.
No worries. Because I've recently done that on a YF21 and a VF1 from Macross by Hasegawa. And I got lucky in that the doors were very correct in size and shape. Just making sure my frame is fitting properly. It is. Okay. Let's go to... So we got our trailing arms, we got our driveline, engine, transfer case. Okay. Next we're going to do exhaust and front sway bar. There's Arnie, there's Marbles. I'm guessing Allie's upstairs eating. She got down earlier. Just when I put my foot down, I thought I felt the tip of a tail come out from under it. There we go. Get that sway bar into place. I think we'll stick with regular exhaust on this one. I've got a couple pictures of this with the Fording kit on it, but I really don't feel like going through correcting the tube for the intake or making the bracket for the exhaust again. So, you go like that. you seated properly there, there, and there. Sorry, bumped the mic. Excuse me again. Oh my god. So this comes with the option for the brush guard. I am not going to use it. I've seen plenty of these without the brush guard. Plus with the mirrors it's going to have, it shouldn't have a brush guard anyway. Those are a later item. You go back there. So Sunday, should we continue with this or paint a figure? I thought about doing figure Fridays today, but knowing how bad my hands are, I felt assembly was probably going to be easier, which... I don't know, I could have been wrong there. Excuse me again. Oh my god. I know, I just want to make sure it's going to be something that you guys want to see, too. And where's the cross member? There it is. Saw a video guy got a 998 from GovPlanet in Georgia. This cross member had been removed, and for shipping, they threw a 2x4 in there. They basically put the 2x4 where the transmission mount was supposed to be. I know, Fenrir. But yeah. But there had been a 2x4 thrown in here to support the transmission. But he went digging around in the back of it, and under the seat, yeah, under the seat where the transmission control module was supposed to go, the frame cross member was in there too. Let's get you back down. Hey, I figure if the Warhammer guys can build the same Space Marines over and over again, I can build the same truck over and over again, right? There, but I don't know the height because I don't have this in. I'm not gonna lie, it is getting difficult remaining optimistic. Just because I also know that I am getting older and I begin to question my ability to maintain it. But I guess I'll make that decision once I get closer. And if I need to, I'll just save longer, find one locally that's actually been gone over. And might wind up paying a little bit higher for it, but at least I know I'll get one that I won't have to replace stuff. Well, that's the idea. And my wife even brought it up, because she's like, well, couldn't you buy one locally? And I kind of showed her what the ones locally are like. And unfortunately, it's a lot of the ones that have been rhino-lined and repainted and this and that. They've had a lot of modifications I don't want. There is one down in price. The guy's got it listed for $9,500, which is a fair asking price. It is 4-door soft top. It has not been modified in any way. It's a 95, so it fits right in that year bracket, too. Anything 97 or older here, I don't have to do emissions on for diesels. Problem is, I'm about $7,000 too short for that right now. But that's kind of the other idea that we're going to go with. And I'm just going to keep checking the marketplace as I save up. And if one happens to fall in my lap, then I'll go that way. Worst comes to worst, I'll get one at auction. If I have enough saved up, I can just buy one outright locally. I'll get it that way. There's more than one way to skin this cat. But I just want to be sure I'm going to be getting a cat. Okay. Frame is complete. Body is mostly complete. I'd like to do an in-progress short on this tonight. Kind of like the unpainted but temporarily assembled version. And I do appreciate your guys' support in all this. I know I get kind of rambly and repetitive. But if I wasn't doing something right, you wouldn't be here. I'm not going to go through all the interior modifications again. Not on this one. I think the Stinger one will really showcase that better since it will be completely topless. It has a lot of the stuff that goes on the inside taken care of. Next month, after I put my savings allotment in. Like I said, I'll probably be ordering the Bronco 1114 version. And I really need to see if they make the Popat turret for that. I gotta find out if that's online somewhere. If it is, I'll make that. That'll be probably February, March. So we're good. We're good on kits up until January, February timeframe, because I've got this one for November, the Stinger or the Bushmaster for December, whichever one I feel like doing at that time. And then I've got one or the other for January as well. And I've still got the 1151 to do. I want to get its replacement wheel files, though, because I looked at the kit again, and ow, its wheels are just the wrong side of passable. Parking brake in. Where'd your hole go? There's your hole. Go to your hole. Okay, there's the 3-hole front bumper I want. Once once the new year passes and we find out where we're sitting on things, I might invest in a couple of the ICM kits. Thinking long term, and then look on eBay for a couple of the Black Dog sets to do things like the shelter carrier version and the what was it? The 1097, the mobile tool shop, basically. So, but those kits aren't cheap, ICM kits or the conversion kits. So, like I said, I'll see how things pan out around the turn of the year for that. But since those are newer vehicles in the fleet, it would help to have the newer kit representing those to work with, instead of trying to update something that's first generation 1990 area. Alright, dashboard, there you are. What little of you there is. Sorry, I just had a chill go up my scalp. That was weird. And yes, I've had water. Probably need to get more. Get another bottle. Set you aside to dry. So what did you guys think of the mutt, the little tow jeep on the short? That's one that I've been tinkering with over the past few years, and I just decided to try and get it finished. Got tired of looking at it not done. You haven't seen it, if you're on YouTube, just go to my shorts and take a look. It's right there. Can't miss it. I think it turned out pretty good, and I picked a song to give a hint as to time frame for it. There. Let's get the front end details taken care of. So I can't take all the credit on that. That's a small, like, it's small. It's like G.I. Joe figure size when it's done. Maybe even smaller. That's by Trumpeter, and it comes mostly pre-painted, or at least pre-colored. But I went in, added some more fine details, a wash, plucked out more of the details in it. You know, I brought it up a little bit more. Damn my shorts. Yeah, right now I feel like what I'm doing is working okay. I tried to think of ways to do like some medium form stuff. I don't feel comfortable at narrating, you know? I don't know. Maybe I just got to do it, fail, get better, you know. Yeah, I tried to put the Bumblebee movie soundtrack to him, but there was nothing memorable that would invoke the character. So I went for Instruments of Destruction from the '86 film. Sink mark right in the top of the air filter cap. Yeah, I just wish I could get just a solid group of people. Yeah, I agree. I think it fit it better than anything else that I could have picked from one of the movies. What was I going to say, though? I was going to say something stupid. I always say something stupid, but, okay. Sorry, I'm brain farting. Ugh. I forget where I was going, what I was doing. My brain train derailed. Yeah, lately it's been getting difficult to find music to fit the subject. Where did the convoy light go? There it is. So one thing I am going to have to get used to. You talking about Trumpeter? Or do you mean like the original Gen 1? Flame Toys has done them. Flame Toys did a Gen 1 style IDW Bumblebee. Trumpeter does a kit in scale with Blitzwing that is the movie version of the Bumblebee movie one. And they do the they do the Bay Universe one as well. They've also done a Bumblebee version of Soundwave with Ravage. But you're talking about like legit Gen 1. I know YOLO Park's working on some AMKs of those. But they're working as fast as they can. I mean, I can show you the Trumpeter ones I've got. They're tiny, though. Yeah. Actually, I've got a short of the Trumpeter Bumblebee up in my shorts. It's an older one, though. I haven't done Soundwave yet. I haven't done anything to them paint-wise. I think I just realized something.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said I am tempted by Blitzwing.
It's a very tiny kit. It's snapped together, but it's fun. It's a good kit. Completely posable. In having to do all the retooling, C34, E11, so C34. That's E, so I know about those. A. B. I wish that they had gone with some of the Masterpiece ones for that. Oh, there we go. Because right before the 07 movie came out, they did a Masterpiece Starscream. Based on a Strike Eagle. It was dark gray with his markings. And it really shouldn't have worked, but it did. I really wish YOLO Park would do more in their large kit lines, though. Right now, they've only got 2 that are, like, legit model kits. The rest are basically unassembled action figures that come 75% complete. Flame Toys also does a good range of comic and slightly G1 based models. I've got a few of those in my shorts. I gave most of them to a big Transformers fan I know. So I almost thought that Academy, with all the retooling that it had to do, forgot to make these side lights, but they didn't. They remembered. Oh no, I'm gonna have to look at the real thing for a minute. Because you got reflector here. You got outline for reflector there. Okay, they took them off. Alright, cool. But yeah, I haven't been able to give Ravage and Soundwave the same treatment I gave Blitzwing. Hood tie down, or hood hold downs, not tie downs. Maybe by the time we're done with this, I'll be able to build the perfect Humvee. I don't know. Because even I'm learning new little things as I go along. I need Mr. Surfacer now. That hurt. There we go. So on the real vehicle, there is a very slight seam that goes around the front face of the headlight assembly. It really is too slight to make an impact in this scale, though. And it doesn't go on top of the hood like this. It stays to the front face of it. So I'm just using some Mr. Surfacer, filling in the one from the kit where you have to glue this in. That way I'll be able to sand it down later or scrape it flush. But I've already told my wife, when we get the real one, I will be getting a custom plate in the Disabled Veterans series that's in our state. And it will have the name Hound. And I'm just going to basically stencil Autobot symbols on these quarter panels right here and see if anybody gets it. I know in the movies he's some big modified Oshkosh vehicle, and in the series he was a Jeep though. And this is what replaced the Jeep. And is it me, or did they really miss an opportunity before Arlie Army passed away to have him actually play Hound instead of John Goodman? Not that John Goodman was bad, but could you imagine Gunny Hartman as... Ratchet was a civilian Humvee though. He was a H2 I think at the start, H3. Obviously, in the series, he was the same kind of minibus that Ironhide was. I wonder, does it come with the plates for that? No, it doesn't. Okay. Never mind. What's the temperature outside? I do have to end relatively soon. I've gone on longer than usual, actually. No, it's about just 3 hours. 59, perfect. I've got some bushes to trim down between today and tomorrow. And... in preparation for the winter. I just wanted to get it done. I didn't want to do it first thing this morning because it was like 40 degrees out. And doing it when it's too cold, well, I could easily hurt myself. Got enough of that assembled. We're not using the grill. Rear view mirrors can stay off until almost paint time. Let's get the tires on their rims. I really like the primitive self-recovery winch, too. That's why the back rims have that slightly different center hub. Because you're supposed to be able to put a rod through there and attach a rope and pull yourself out. These are the front tires. Yeah, I don't know why. It's only these ones that have that nasty shit on them. If anyone else out there is capable of answering that question, I'd like to know. There and there. I'm not gluing them on yet, even though they're going to be getting... Everything on here is going to be getting painted NATO black for the lower suspension. Okay, yeah, you're sitting flush. Good. All 4 tires hitting the ground. But I think we'll call it a day. Like I said, I've got to go get changed so I can get working outside. I've got some bushes to cut down, trim up, grass to cut between today and tomorrow. Sunday's supposed to rain all day and it's supposed to be freezing, so we'll be in here working either on this again or on a figure. So, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you had a good time, and see you.